The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle is a spiritual guidebook that teaches readers how to live in the present moment and find inner peace and happiness. The book is based on Tolle's own personal experiences and spiritual insights, and draws on a variety of spiritual and philosophical traditions, including Buddhism, Taoism, and Advaita Vedanta. The book begins by introducing the concept of the mind, which Tolle describes as a continuous stream of thoughts and mental chatter that prevents us from living in the present moment. He argues that most people are trapped in their minds and are unable to fully experience life as it is, because they are always either dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Tolle believes that the mind is the source of all human suffering and that it is responsible for creating most of the problems that we encounter in our lives. In order to find true inner peace and happiness, Tolle argues that we must learn to quiet the mind and live in the present moment. He offers a variety of practical techniques and exercises for achieving this state of mindfulness, including meditation, breath awareness, and body awareness. One of the key themes of the book is the importance of acceptance, that is, accepting the present moment exactly as it is, without judgment or resistance. Tolle argues that when we resist the present moment, we create suffering for ourselves and others, but when we learn to accept it, we can find a deep sense of peace and joy. Throughout the book, Tolle also explores a number of related spiritual concepts, such as the ego, the nature of consciousness, and the relationship between the individual self and the universe as a whole. He argues that true spiritual awakening involves transcending the ego and realizing our fundamental interconnectedness with all beings and with the universe itself. Tolle's book is divided into 10 chapters, each of which explores a different aspect of the power of living in the present moment. Chapter 1. You are not your mind. In the first chapter, Tolle introduces the concept of the mind and its role in human suffering. He argues that most people identify with their thoughts and emotions, and that this identification creates a false sense of self that is constantly seeking validation and approval. Tolle suggests that we can break free from this cycle of suffering by learning to observe our thoughts and emotions without identifying with them. By doing so, we can create a space of inner stillness and peace that allows us to connect with our true nature. Chapter 2. Consciousness. The Way Out of Pain. In Chapter 2, Tolle explores the nature of consciousness and how it can be used as a tool for transcending pain and suffering. He argues that consciousness is the fundamental essence of who we are, and that by becoming more conscious, we can awaken to our true nature and experience a deep sense of peace and joy. Chapter 3. Moving deeply into the now. Chapter 3 offers practical advice for living in the present moment. Tolle suggests that we can train our minds to focus on the present moment by cultivating a sense of watchfulness or witnessing. By becoming aware of our thoughts and emotions as they arise, we can learn to detach from them and connect with the stillness and peace that lies beneath. Chapter 4. Mind Strategies for Avoiding the Now. In this chapter, Tolle explores the various strategies that the mind uses to avoid the present moment. He argues that these strategies are the root of most human suffering, and that by becoming aware of them, we can learn to break free from their grip. Tolle suggests that the best way to overcome these strategies is to practice mindfulness and to become more conscious of our thoughts and emotions. Chapter 5. The State of Presence. In Chapter 5, Tolle explains that the state of presence is the key to living in the present moment. He suggests that we can enter into a state of presence by becoming aware of our inner body, which he describes as a field of energy that lies within us. By focusing our attention on the inner body, we can anchor ourselves in the present moment and connect with the deeper reality of who we are. Chapter 6. The Inner Body. Chapter 6 offers more guidance on how to connect with the inner body and cultivate a state of presence. Tolle suggests that we can do this by paying attention to physical sensations in the body, such as the feeling of the breath moving in and out, or the sensation of energy flowing through the limbs. By focusing on these sensations, we can quiet the mind and enter into a state of deep inner stillness. Chapter 7. Portals into the Unmanifested. In Chapter 7, Tolle explores the nature of the unmanifested, which he describes as the source of all creation. He suggests that we can access this deeper reality by becoming more present and more aware of the present moment. By doing so, we can tap into the creative power of the universe and experience a deeper sense of connection and fulfillment. Chapter 8. Enlightened Relationships. In Chapter 8, Tolle offers guidance on how to cultivate enlightened relationships with others. He argues that true love and connection can only arise when we are fully present and aware in the moment, and that our relationships can serve as a powerful tool for our own spiritual growth and development. Chapter 9. Beyond happiness and unhappiness there is peace. In this chapter, Tolle explores the nature of happiness and unhappiness, and suggests that true peace and fulfillment can only be found by transcending these states altogether. He argues that the pursuit of happiness is often a form of attachment that leads to suffering, and that true peace can only be found by embracing the present moment exactly as it is. Chapter 10. The Meaning of Surrender. In the final chapter, Tolle explores the concept of surrender, which he describes as the key to spiritual awakening. He suggests that true surrender involves letting go of the need to control or manipulate our lives, and instead trusting in the universe to guide us on our path. By surrendering to the present moment, we can connect with the deeper reality of who we are and find true peace and fulfillment. Conclusion. The Power of Now is a powerful spiritual guidebook that offers practical guidance on how to live in the present moment and find inner peace and happiness. Through a combination of spiritual insights and practical exercises, Tolle offers a roadmap for spiritual awakening that is accessible to readers of all backgrounds and belief systems.